Welcome to a new episode of Education Exchange, the most important program on cable TV, at least in Iowa City. And we are celebrating our 27th year. I'm just looking at my executive director through the glass window because he always gives me a face when I say that, because it makes us so old. But we are young in heart, right? We had a snow in the middle of the spring the last couple of days. I hope tonight we are going to have a better spring weather. Well, but what makes it beautiful tonight is we have Mark Twain, a very important school in our district. Made the news for the last couple of years because you have very enthusiastic parent-teacher association or parent group, and they are really so supportive of your school. So I would like to welcome Jeremy Negus, our principal here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And Charlie Meir, your sixth grade teacher in the school, and a bouquet of troopers here, these people who are leading our technology exploration in our school district. So let us start with you, Jeremy. And I think when you start this, we may be able to show some of the pictures that you brought us. So take care of your time explaining what is this curriculum and how kids are responding to the plan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There are so many amazing things happening at our school. Our students love coming to Twain. We have really students that are very passionate and very resilient, and we love our students, and students love Twain. And I think last year we just discussed how why they love coming to Twain. And this year I thought about what should our theme be, and we've really benefited this year from a technology rollout. We're one of 4 schools that have received Chromebooks and iPads, and our 5th and 6th grade students are one-to-one, so they have a Chromebook that is assigned to that specific student. Our 3rd and 4th grade, 50% of those classes have Chromebooks. And then our K2 students, about half of those students have iPads. And that is the district technology rollout plan, and we really benefited from that. Also, along with that, we're in progress of having technology suites in the classroom. So an 8x8 interactive whiteboard, projector, sound amplification system, and eventually it will be wireless, where the teacher can roam about the classroom with their laptop and control what's being projected in front. So we're really excited about that, and Our PTO, like you said, is very supportive and excited and on board with what's going on. And so they saw it's really increased our student engagement. That's really what technology in and of itself is not helpful, but when you see how teachers are really getting behind it, and you'll hear from our students and Mr. Muir how it's really increased our student engagement, the PTO said, we want to help. So they came on board and said, well, only half the fourth graders have Chromebooks. We want to have all the fourth graders have Chromebooks. So they bought the rest of the fourth graders Chromebooks. So now fourth through sixth graders are 100% one-to-one with Chromebooks at Twain. And next year, all secondary buildings will be. So our students are really going to be prepared for that. Also, our PTO partnered with us in creating a STEAM night, Science, Technology, Engineering, Art, Math night. And that's what the pictures that I brought show. We had lots of different events. Did you want me to start talking about that now?
I think probably we'll just
kids
move
first.
And,
Okay.
yeah. Let us take
Sure.
Mr. Muir first, and then you will introduce each one of your technology experts here.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll kind of introduce some of the things that we do in the classroom. Since I work with all four of these students, they can probably talk a little bit deeper about how it helps them. But a few of the big things that we've implemented this year with technology is, one thing is coding. So I've started coding with a lot of my students, and we even started like a coding club. And so twice a week, kids come in at lunchtime and spend time coding. We use a program called code.org, which starts kids at a certain level, and then they can kind of progress through. And it's been really fun to implement and to watch them grow. It's really helped, I've found, with problem solving, which is then translated over into things like math class. So when I work with them, I see them being persistent and trying to figure things out, knowing that there is a way, and they've learned that partly through their coding. Also, coding is such a huge, opens up a wide range of future jobs and things to do. And so getting them started this year has been a lot of fun, but also I can see it being something that a lot of them get interested into, going into that field somewhere in the future. So there's been a lot of things we've implemented with the technology, but coding has been my favorite so far, just because of the engagement that I've seen and then the possibilities that it opens up. And so for the other aspects that we've done, I'm sure that the fifth and sixth graders here will touch on it. So Alani, I think, is going to be our first one to share some of the ways that technology has helped her.
Okay, go ahead.
Technology helps us because when we are older, we will be on technology more in classes. Also, some don't have lots of books for everybody, so we can go online on Chromebooks. Some classrooms do work on the computers. The second reason why technology helps us is I can do Imagine Learning to help me improve my English. We also use Google Classroom to share ideas. We also use Google Docs to do our assessments quickly. And sometimes we use Storyboard to write stories. We also do Buddy Math on the computer, which helps to practice math and give feedback. The third reason why technology helps us is to research things that we don't know, like finding the definitions of words. Also, technology helps children learn better because then they can type faster on the computer and their hand doesn't get tired. That's how technology helps us learn.
Very good reader.
Murphy is one of our sixth grade students. Will share how technology has helped him.
Technology helps kids in many ways, but there are a few examples I think of right away. The first reason is that if you give a kid a choice of having a paper worksheet or a worksheet on the computer, they'll probably choose the worksheet on the computer. This is good for the teachers because then you don't have to keep track of worksheets and all that paper. Another reason is that it is way easier for a lot of kids to type than write. And for teachers, it is easier to understand. My fourth and most important reason is that many jobs include computers and more STEAM activities are available. If you don't know about computers, you are at a disadvantage, and with them, you can be successful. That's why technology is so helpful in schools.
Excellent.
Kyra is another sixth grade student. Share about technology first.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kara, and I'm from Twain Elementary School. Today, I'll be talking about how technology has improved my learning. This school year, the Iowa City Community School District has gave our school the opportunity to extend technology usage. This year, we've got headphones, new smartboards, and awesome Chromebooks. These Chromebooks give us the opportunities to do some reading that helps my reading score go up. One app that helps me learn is called Dreambox. Dreambox is a fun, cool math game where you do a bunch of mini games to improve your math. Let's say maybe the game you're playing is a little too hard for you. What is really cool about Dreambox is that your teacher can change the mini game's difficulty. Another reason why technology has improved my learning is because in 6th grade we do a lot of research and assignments. It's easier and much better with the Chromebooks by our side. I can get my work done and faster and a little bit better.
Super. So I see there is Ariana is sitting with the educator in the back there, right?
Teacher educator, yes.
Yeah, is she a teacher or she's still? Which grade
Soon.
are you in, Ariana?
Huh?
Which grade are you in?
Fifth.
5th grade. Okay.
This year, technology has helped me learn by collaborating with others. For example, I mostly work with my friends, but now I have seen how other kids think on Google Classroom. Another way how technology has helped me learn is it's more interesting, like there's different ways we can do things. For example, we have used Storybird, write about, and coding. The third way is I have got better at my typing skills, so I can be more efficient in junior high. This is how technology has helped me and how other schools should have technology so they can learn better like me.
I think very impressive responses from all of you. And I just want to throw in a question at you guys. How do you see technology helping you in the future and what you choose to do? Anyone can answer. What application do you find? I know it's out there and it's going to be an important part of your lives. How do you see it at a personal level?
Well, you're going to have to write a lot of long papers and do a lot more math. And with technology, you can use a calculator or type a paper more quickly
Excellent.
than just with your hands.
So Murphy, it's a better use of time. Is that what you are saying? I mean, better use of your time, right?
Mhm.
Anybody else would like to add something to that?
I feel like it's going to open up more jobs since
For
we're
the
starting
future.
technology a little bit more earlier.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those jobs are really well paying, right?
It's the way it's going. So.
Sure. How about you, Alani?
Well, like Kara said, get more jobs and like more jobs like as a computer, and like you're gonna have to do like all the paperwork to get the job. But most people are not like really looking for like, computer jobs, but most of them are looking for computer jobs out there.
Yeah.
Ariana, you want to add anything? Okay, let's go back to Charlie and talk about some of the activities that happen. Give me a little bit idea and give our viewers a little bit idea of what is the scenario, what you do in the classroom.
Yeah, I'll give you one example where we use it a lot, where it's replaced a traditional worksheet, is something in math class we call buddy math. And so for every lesson that we do, there is a buddy math that can accompany it. And it's on the computer, and what's really great about it is it's whatever the lesson is, there'll be those kinds of questions, there'll be word problems and computation problems, whatever it might be. But what's nice is that when they're on the computer, and the fact that we're one-to-one, is when they get a question wrong, it'll give them feedback. So they can't just move on. So if you're working on a traditional worksheet and you get a question wrong and I'm not there, or they're not working with a partner, they have no one to check it, and then they keep going and maybe make the same mistake. The buddy math will tell them that it was wrong to try again. And another piece that's great, and it's called a buddy math, because in the top corner has an option to get help on the problem. So maybe I'm helping somebody with a problem or a group of people, and in the past a student might wait around, waiting, not accomplishing anything. This allows them to watch a video about how to solve the problem. It takes them step by step on how to do the problem, and then gives them a similar problem and different pieces of advice. And so I found the buddy math to be not only really helpful, but highly engaging for students that have been turned off of math in the past and not wanting to do a worksheet or feeling like it's too hard. The buddy math allows them to access that and feel a lot more in control of their learning, and I've seen a lot of just improvement in math due to that.
Jeremy, are you getting a lot of support from parents for this particular activity and this specific curriculum?
Absolutely. One benefit is the parent connection that it creates. So several of our teachers have a Facebook page specifically for their class, and those parents follow that Facebook page, and so they can see instantaneously pictures and videos. There's also another program out there that students can video themselves sharing their knowledge, sharing what they've done, and then that video can get downloaded to the program, and then parents can see it instantaneously. It emails them and gives them an update. This is what your child is learning about today. So parents are really excited about the instantaneous feedback that they're getting from their students. Also, you heard somebody mention Dreambox. We also have a Lexia reading program that is a differentiated reading program, and students, some students go home and do those programs, and they're benefiting from, when I said technology, it's all about student engagement. So really they're engaging in these things after hours. They came to our STEAM night and they were engaging in coding. During lunch, students will go down to Mr. Muir's room and do coding for lunch instead of, hanging out with friends, and that's talking, that's fun, and that's good, but students are choosing to do learning activities during their own free time, which is pretty exciting.
Ariana, can you tell me, was it pleasant to start this program, or was it so difficult? What did you feel the first few days when you start working with the computer and get on there? Honestly.
It felt more helpful because since we have the computer, sometimes teachers could be with another student, and then we would be wasting our time raising our hand, and we can get more help.
Great. Murphy, want to say something?
I was really excited about it because it's so much easier to type than to write. My hand hurt a lot after I write a whole paper.
So, talk to me a little bit about the Chromebook and what it means exactly. What is this for, and why each student has one now? I know that the Board of Education fought to secure one for each student, and I think it's coming further on. They will be providing this to each one student in the district. But what was the idea behind it?
Like a student said, I think it increases collaboration. So students are able to log into any, Google is an amazing, very advanced system, but it has Google Sheets, Google Classroom, and so students are able to collaborate with one another. And I know as a staff, we use Google Sheets and Google Docs all the time to collaborate. Google Drive to share documents. So I think it's just really helped our collaboration and allow students to work together.
That's very good, very good.
I just have two questions. One is, down the line, do you see this, this initiative being documented as something that has furthered math skills compared to in the past? There are positive signs that it's a much better way to go.
When Mr. Muir talked about the buddy math, I can imagine, when I was learning math, it was, if you wanted to ask the teacher a question, you had to raise your hand in front of the whole class.
Right.
And you're kind of scared that I don't know how to do this, maybe somebody else does. But you now have a video of somebody explaining you how to do it. You can pause, you can rewind, you can go back, and so I think it's just much more differentiated. And also with the Dreambox, students are able to show what they know, and the teacher is getting immediate feedback.
Absolutely.
The questions are responding to them in ways that are getting either harder or easier based on their answers.
That's true.
As far as like results, I think this is brand new implementation, so it's going to be a little bit until we see what the actual impact will be. But as far as like what I see right now, the engagement piece is the biggest thing. Students who can often be turned off of math, get frustrated very easily in math, are much more engaged, much more willing to get help and participate in what we're doing, and that I think will pay dividends down the road.
Sure. I'm going to throw another question at you. Given the very recent Facebook controversy and things that are going on, how does privacy factor as an issue in this technology at school?
Yeah, even before that, privacy is a huge issue and a thing that we think about a lot, especially in today's society with social media and how students are getting engaged in social media at a very young age.
Sure.
With Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, all of those. And so we actually do lessons and things like that to help them learn about how to be responsible on the internet, how to protect themselves, how to protect others, and be a good digital citizen, not just a citizen, in the world, but online as well.
Sure.
And so that's a big part of what we try to talk about, especially when we're handling technology, when they have a Chromebook in front of them all the time. There's a lot of things that they can do.
Yeah.
And so we go through kind of how to use it responsibly.
Well, that's really good, because it's something that's going to be coming up in the social sciences called digital responsibility,
Yep.
which is just about entering, general thinking now. So that's really good to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
I see your staff showing us a paper about STEAM pictures. Can I
Yeah.
talk about our STEAM night a little bit?
Yeah.
So we had an incredible night last Thursday night. It was an open house type environment, and there were so many members from the community that helped out with this night. So we had Mr. Muir was doing coding in his classroom. We had interactive surgery where they had, it was kind of like the game Operation in a box, and there was a camera on it, and they had to make a rubber band go around 2 different prongs. We had the driving simulator from the University of Iowa, Oakdale campus was there. We had a green screen, virtual reality goggles, the state anthropologists were there. We had microscopes. We had students operating spheros, and we also had parents that were able to sign up for Dreambox, and they were able to see the benefits of Dreambox firsthand, because they can just see the results at home, but to actually see what the students are doing, they were able to see that. Also, there was milk painting that was happening, because STEAM night stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math. And so how all those things can work together. And like Mr. Muir said, it's all about, we had free pizza too. It's all about student engagement. And we have families that typically would have just been hanging out at home, and they were able to come and experience learning in a different way that they may not have been able to otherwise. And originally it was our PTO's idea, and really just a lot of members from the community helped chip in. The driving simulator, it was interesting that students had to try to read a text while they were driving, and then it measured if they were going off the road and how well they did or not. So it really teaching them responsible driving. We also had our makerspace carts, which are different ways you can build things and problem solve, kind of hands-on activities. So
You see this excitement for the things that they're doing, which at school you'll see sometimes, but there can be a lot of hesitant learners. And so with the way that, and it's, Jeremy alluded to this earlier, but it's not just the technology, it's how the teachers are embracing and using the technology.
Sure.
And the teachers are all on board with finding ways to use technology in a productive way in the classroom, and then the kids are responding to that. And it's been really fun and exciting to watch and to hear about, because
Jeremy, do you get any kind of support from local businesses in the Iowa City area to support this program somehow?
we do have local businesses that work with our PTO and help us a lot. I mean, our PTO provides us free T-shirts, and on the back of those there's logos, and they help pay for those shirts. We have a carnival every year that's actually
Can
coming up
we,
in
can
the
we
spring.
mention some names just for the case we
Oh.
give them credit?
Sure, like this past weekend, we had an Eat Out at Two Dogs Pub, and all the benefits for that came, we had like 10% of the profits came to us. Shorts Burgers on the east side did a similar thing. I think we're going to be doing something with McDonald's here to have a night when our staff goes to McDonald's and hosts people,
Mhm.
and we get certain percent of the proceeds for that. So we don't have a specific partnership with technology, but I could see that down the road, somebody sponsoring us in a technology sort of way.
We've gotten involved a lot with the university too.
Mhm.
So we've had a few people come over from the university to show different things, but then they always come and read with students, and the university has always been a big engagement piece with our school.
Is there any plan to evaluate or assess your program? I mean, the degree of success, and how do you, what kind of value or what kind of, let us say, criteria that you look for in order to say, well, that's successful, let us continue?
Sure. I think specifically, we've been doing Lexia, our reading program, for a couple years now, but we would look at our math data, and we would look at our Iowa assessment scores. We were always looking at our data to see how we're doing, and also we screen students 3 times a year in math and reading, and to see if Dreambox has been something that's benefited them in that way.
And what's going on now on the screen?
So those are pictures from our STEAM night. That's our milk painting, and that's the makerspace carts that students and parents are engaged in. Those are the state anthropologists. They brought bones, and students could see, and that's the microscope. Those there. Just all the different fun.
Yeah, this is really
It is neat to see parents engaging with their students.
advanced science class too.
That's the driving simulator from the university.
We have about 1 minute. Do you have anything else to add? Our troopers here. Would you like to talk to the camera and talk to our community here about anything that we overlooked or didn't mention or ignored? If you have any comment, please go ahead. Anybody wants to say something? No? So let us take this 1 minute to know from you.
Yeah.
What are the prospects of Mark Twain, the great school of Mark Twain? What are we waiting for that's coming?
I'm just really excited. When we started this with teachers, we just talked about how we cannot be afraid. Let's not be afraid of technology. All you can do is try. And I think they've really embraced that. They've taken on opportunities to just try. And I would tell that to the general public too. Don't be afraid of technology.
I
Just jump in.
should take your class.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to have you. Come anytime.
They can show you.
Oh,
kids.
I have
They're
no
experts,
doubts.
Yeah.
Well, it has been a wonderful night with Mark Twain Elementary in Iowa City. And with you, the spring is coming. And I see that the faces are smiling. And I know that your parents are so proud of you. And we are so proud of the educators, principal, and the teachers at this great school. We hear a lot about your success, and we would like to wish you all the best. And in conclusion, I would like to thank those guys down there behind the glass window, this young man who put this so that I can kind of stop Mr. John Karoff, Michael Peterson, and the whole family of Public Access TV. We're going to be on YouTube tonight. We are already live streaming this, and we are going to be on PATV website and Channel 18, Channel 21, the educational channel of the Board of Education. Ladies and gentlemen, have a very good night from beautiful Iowa City.